Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I filmed an everyday makeup look, all drugstore, all e.l.f. You guys, I'm very impressed. Like from the primer, the concealer, the powder. If you guys want to see more videos from me, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and just keep watching. Okay, I have these e.l.f. hydrogel eye patches, I believe they're called. They've just been sitting for maybe about 10 minutes now. It does definitely feel more moisturized underneath my eyes. I don't even know if I put that on properly, but whatever. All right. Do I really notice a difference? Not really, but it makes me feel like I did something, you know? So the first thing I'm gonna do is obviously prime my face. So I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. hydrating primer. I picked everything to kind of be like a dupe for what I normally do for my everyday makeup routine. So this one I bought in place of my Milk Hydro Grip primer. I'm thinking it'll have the same type of consistency and everything, so hopefully it doesn't. Yeah. Doesn't have the same type of consistency. This one is more of like a silicone base. I don't even want to use it. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna use that. What I did pick up though was the new e.l.f. poreless putty primer. I've heard a lot of people rant and rave about this. So it says it's also hydrating. Take some out there. Now that it's warming up with my finger, I like the consistency. I thought it was gonna be more like more silicone-y as well, you know, that like kind of gritty consistency. This is different. It's definitely not thick or anything. I like that. It's also more of like it's definitely more hydrating, which is good, and more of a pore filling primer. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, I like to use concealers as my foundation. So I picked up in true me fashion, I picked up 3 of the hydrating camo concealers. They have a satin finish. So I'm gonna do deep caramel all around my face. So I do that. So I always do some around my mouth. Just kind of do it wherever I want to cover up, really. I love that the applicator is really thick, so it's covering a lot of surface area. Makes you apply it a lot faster. And now I'm going to take the shade Deep Chestnut and kind of use that to correct around my mouth. Now I'm gonna blend everything out. So that covered up really nicely. The color is pretty good. Not mad at it. I like how it's sitting on the primer. So far so good. I'm gonna use the shade Tan Sand to highlight now. Just gonna do maybe like a dot. I say a dot and then look at what I do. That's all right. And then I feel like I wanna add a little bit more of deep caramel just in that area. Just to see how it builds, you know? Yeah, I'm really liking the finish of it. Doesn't feel heavy on the skin. While the lighter shade kind of dries down, I'm going to be setting it immediately after with the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder, and I have it in the shade medium. I think this shade is good for me, especially because I just use translucent powders to more so highlight. Yeah, I like that shade. And let's start blending out. I think blending out my under eye is my favorite step of makeup. Just the transformation, it's unreal. When I'm blending out my, like everywhere else on my face, I like to use the same foundation sponge part because I feel like it can get real white real fast. So this way it kind of just takes whatever is left and kind of just mutes it down. And the trick to getting your concealer not to crease is to continue looking up and then set immediately. This powder really reminds me of the Hourglass powder that I really like. And obviously, definitely not as expensive. And it comes in 3 shades, so whereas the Hourglass only comes in the light translucent one. So, and I had a feeling this powder would be like that one because it said halo setting powder, so I was assuming it had some type of like glow to it. But yeah, again, this is the shade medium. I feel like I should have gotten dark so that I can set the rest of my face, but that's okay because if you guys haven't seen my regular everyday makeup, I'll link it down below. But I always do like a loose translucent powder directly underneath my eyes, and then for around my mouth, I like to set it with a pressed powder, and I really like the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. Those are my favorite pressed powders because they're really light and it has a mineral like finish. But I picked up the e.l.f. finishing powder, and I believe this, I'm gonna link everything down in the description box as always, but I believe this one said beautiful skin or something like that, so I'm assuming it has a soft powder finish the same way my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish does. So I picked up the shade Dark Deep. So what I normally do, I'll dip my sponge into my loose powder, kind of get it on there all even, and then I'll mix it in to my pressed powder. Oh, I don't want to do a lot, I'm scared. I'm just gonna slightly tap that in, especially around my laugh lines. And this will really make your makeup last a lot longer, especially around there. It'll take away the creasing and all that. And the reason I mix it in with a colored powder is because I find if I go directly in with my translucent powder, it always looks kind of ashy around the mouth, and I want to keep around the mouth looking, you know, like my normal skin tone. So far, so good. I like that powder. And then what I'll normally do is I'll just dab it in the powder and set. Yeah, this has really, really light coverage, so you're not gonna get a lot on it, which is good. And I'll kind of press down on my contour as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't touched my forehead yet. I like to keep that a little bit more dewy, but whatever is kind of left on the sponge, and then I'll kind of just set very lightly in the center of my forehead. Boop. So far so good. And then I'll take this fluffy blending brush and go back into my pressed powder, just swirl it around, tap, and I'll start swirling. I kind of just tap on my forehead. Guys, I'm really, really impressed. Like, I even picked up, because normally I'll do the Anastasia contour kit and I use the banana shade and I will brighten up underneath my eyes, but I don't feel like I need to do that at all. Like, it looks so good, but I really kind of want to use the powder just to see how it would hold up. This one is the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder, and I got it in the shade light medium. And again, I'm just gonna use my same sponge that I use all my powders with. Okay, see how that brightens up. Yo, elf, why is everybody sleeping on you? Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is obviously bronze my face. I picked up the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer, and I got the shade Constantly Bronze. The shade kind of reminds me of MAC Sun Power, which I always use. So I want to see how this is gonna work. And I figured because it's a primer infused bronzer, it's gonna be a light, because I like to use mineral powders on my face. I don't like powder foundations, like thicker, heavier powders. So I figured with this one, it would be kind of like a mineral type product because it has primer infused into the powder. So let's see how this goes. Might not be dark enough. Oh, yeah. Let's see. So this color is definitely, it's nice. It's just not deep enough for me. Okay, I kind of take back what I said. I really like the finish of it, and I really like the color. So I'm just gonna put some on my nose. I always use, you know, a couple shades of bronzers and stuff because I like the definition, you know? So I'm going to be using the e.l.f. contour palette now. I picked it up in the shade Dark Deep. I'm going to be using the deepest shade here to kind of contour my face. Okay. That did exactly what I wanted it to. I'm gonna use the same shade with a smaller brush and kind of make a more of a contour there. And I'm gonna kind of clean up the contour as well. I'm gonna take the same powder brush that I used before and blend everything out. We need a little bit more bronzer. Constantly Bronze. No, guys, wait. I'm actually obsessed with the primer. Like, it's really making my skin look very smooth. So again, I got the primer infused blush and I got the shade Always Punchy. It's more of like a muted pink and kind of light. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try it on its own on one cheek, and then I'm gonna use, because I picked up these Jelly Pop blushes, and this is in the shade Plush Blush. As you can see, it's like, it's a really jelly consistency. And kind of nervous because I've already powdered and everything. Oh my god, should I do this? I just feel like the blush isn't gonna be enough, but you know what, let's try it out first because you never know. So I'm gonna use a blush brush, obviously. Ooh, see how light that is? I'm scared. It's not horrible, it's just a lot. It's like too light. And I like my blush to pop. Actually, the more I'm applying, I definitely really like the formula. Actually, no, this is nice. It's just very subtle. Like, I like a little bit more blush, but I really, really want to try the jelly blush, so let's try it. I'm gonna use a really light kind of goat hair brush because I feel like if I use a dense brush, it's gonna go crazy because it's like, it's more liquidy than anything. So I'm just gonna take it from the cap. I'm gonna pounce it out on my hand because I want it to really be into the brush. I don't like it. 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 Oh my god, why did I do that? Just go over with my blush real quick. It's, see how it, let me see here. Okay, see how it kind of is just right there? It won't blend out. Let's try and pack on some blush here because that is not cute. As you guys know, I like to fill in my eyebrows with a marker, like a pen thing. So I didn't have one, so I actually ended up just picking up a brown eyeliner pen. Honestly, I don't recommend doing this, especially if you have a heavy hand, but who won't check me? I got the clear brow and lash mascara, so I'm going to groom my eyebrows up. Oh, I like the brush. Getting everything in one little go. So now I'm gonna do the eyeliner brow thing. I'm kind of scared because this is a real like eyeliner, like it's stiff. But I definitely would not recommend getting the black. Like, definitely not. Actually, you know what you could do? You could do brown and black and do the brown first and then kind of do light strokes with the black to give it more definition. Okay. This like, it doesn't want to come out. I really might give up and just use my regular thing because this ain't it. It's like drying and then it's like drying and then picking up where it dried. You know, like the more I go here, it's not coming. Wouldn't recommend. Okay guys, I had to go off camera and fill in the rest of my eyebrow with my MAC eyebrow pen because that couldn't even last through, I mean, I know it's an eyeliner pen, but dang, like it dried out before I could even finish anything, so whatever. Now I'm gonna set my face. I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. Oh, it's like a spray. Oh my god. Whoa. Hold it back. It smells like coconut. So while that's still drying, I am going to fill in my lips. They didn't really have too many lip liners, but I got this e.l.f. Obviously e.l.f. This whole thing is e.l.f. I got this lip liner, I believe, I don't know the shade, but it's in the dark brown shade. It has two sides. It's like the pen, it's like the pencil, and then it has a brush side to blend in, but I never really use that, so. And for my lips today, I always like just like a gloss. So I picked up two of the lip plumping glosses, Mocha Twist and Sparkling Rose. So I'm gonna use Mocha Twist first. I like the shade too. Very nice nude. Immediately you feel the tingling. If you don't like tingling, I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm gonna use the shade Sparkling Rose as well because I like a little bit of a pink. I didn't see any eyelashes or anything on the site, so I'm gonna be using my kind of everyday lashes. These are the Anna Maria lash from Alteza Beauty. And do I want to do eyeshadow? I can do a little bit because for every day I don't really ever do eyeshadow. I kind of just put some bronzer in the crease and call it a day. So I'm gonna do that actually. I'm just gonna put the same bronzer that I used all up in here. These jelly pop things, I don't want to let them go, you know. I actually got another shade as a little like sample. So this one is called Creamsicle Pop. And I kind of want to do like a glossy eyelid, but I'm gonna do that after I put on my lashes. I'm just gonna apply my lashes off camera and I'll be right back. The lashes are on, and as you can see, I kind of put some of the jelly gloss on one eye. I'm about to do the other, and I just kind of dip it. A lot comes out, so I kind of dip it in with my finger and I kind of just pounce it off on the back of my hand. And I don't want a lot of it on. I kind of just want more of like a sheer glossy look. I kind of bring it a little bit above my crease. And whenever you're doing a glossy eye look, you guys always do it after your lashes, because if you try and do it before, it's a mess. Just trust me, okay? I'm gonna do a little inner corner highlight and nose highlight. So I picked up the e.l.f. Baked Highlight and I got the shade Moonlight Pearls. I didn't want anything too like gold, so I went with this one. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Nothing like super gold, but kind of more like a champagne-y color. And I wanted more of a soft highlight, like not too chunky and glittery and whatever. So that's good. Oh, that's actually gorgeous. Holy, look at that. I kind of want it on my cheek now. Should I? Nah, I want to keep it matte. But what I am gonna do is add more blush. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to mix the bronzer and the blush together, and that way I get more of like a terracotta-y color. So wowza, that was a lot. Oh my god. We're back in business. Like I was saying, I'm not gonna pick that up again, but I'm just gonna mix the colors. Okay guys, so that was my everyday makeup look with all drugstore makeup, all e.l.f. I bodied that, e.l.f. bodied that. Go pick up all the products that I use, honestly. e.l.f. Who would have thought?
Hey, look at us. Look at us, huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.